Welcome everyone to Westlake High School here in Austin, Texas for Game 3 of the 3-game series here in 25-6A between your Leander Lions and the host for this evening's game, of course, the Westlake Chaparrals. Westlake has taken the first two in the 3-game series. The Lions looking to try to finish out on top here. If they run the table, then they give themselves a chance, depending on what happens here throughout district play. We believe that it may be senior night here at Westlake High School. We'll see the Westlake Chaparrals were lining up to do their announcements quickly, and the Lions were like, no, we still got to warm up. So, it looks like we're going to have a normal first pitch. I'll go through the starting lineups for both teams. For the host, Westlake Chaparrals, we have right fielder Isaiah Foz, number 25. Batting second in the rotation, Peyton Sanderson, the shortstop, number 22. Number 3 in the batting order will be Luke Dunlop, the center fielder. And batting cleanup, second baseman Ford Elliott. Batting in the 5 spot and catching, number 21, Rigo Gutierrez. Batting in the 6th spot and playing third base, Taylor Anderson. Batting 7th and DHing, Garrett Ayler. He is DHing for the starting pitcher. Number 10, Dylan Savino. Batting 8th, Bobby Surface, the first baseman. And rounding out the order at center field, number 14, Denton Apple. For your Leander Lions, we'll have leading off Noel Salazar, sophomore shortstop, number 16. He'll be followed by Monty, the pitcher tonight, Mason Montgomery, number 9. Following him will be Hudson Ruin, the DH, number 14. He'll be DHing for the catcher, Clayton Maddox. Batting in the 4-hole, Joel Rios, the third baseman. Batting 5th, AB, Anthony Beltran, number 5, the second baseman. Batting 6th and playing first base, Alex Hensley. Batting 7th, Omar Hernandez, and he'll be playing left field. Batting 8th, Alex Young in center field, and rounding out the Lions order, Noah Kellum in right field. So, those are your two starting lineups. Would like to mention the Booster Club sponsors here quickly before we get started. They include Lowe's, Leander Orthodontics, Take 5 Haircuts, Timmons Insurance Agency, Malik & Company, Texas Spine and Injury Center, Austin Simply Fit, and Allstate with Amy Maddox. Those businesses support Lion baseball, and we ask that you support those businesses in return. On the mound, as I mentioned, Mason Montgomery. Some stats on Mason on the year. He's pitched in 37.1 innings. He's started 8 games, pitched in 8 games. He's 4-1. He's given up 14 hits, 12 runs, 7 of those were earned, 30 walks, 81 strikeouts, and he has a 1.68 ERA. Not a bad season on the mound for Mason Montgomery, evidenced by all of the scouts we see typically when he pitches. Here at Westlake, it's going to be a little bit different. Whether or not they're sitting on the other side of that building there is it's hard to say. We'll take a quick break here as we continue warm-ups. You're listening to Leander Lion Baseball on SHN Sports. We'll be right back.
Hey friends, Rob Pipp here, Director of Operations with SHN Sports. Need a friendly reminder of upcoming broadcasts? We have a simple solution. Join the SHN VIP list today. Stay up to date with upcoming broadcasts, events, and other exclusive content. Visit shnsports.com/VIP. That's shnsports.com/VIP.
Safe driving should be rewarded. That's Allstate's stand. Contact your local Allstate agent, Amy Maddox, at 512-257-1753. You're in good hands with Allstate. Welcome back to Westlake High School here at Chaparral Stadium, I guess. It's what they call their football stadium. It's Abbey Neptune Field. It's Chaparral Stadium. I'm assuming that's the same here. The baseball park here, and it's a nice little park hidden behind Chaparral's football stadium. Difficult to get here, though.
It is, yeah. Parking, if you don't know where you're going, you're not going to find it. A couple ways you can come in over by the lacrosse fields over there, which I came in the other night, and there's a little back entrance. But, yeah, it's right behind the football stadium, kind of tucked away. Nice little field back here.
Yeah, it is nice. It's very little unique. It's similar in its uniqueness, although they're not similar really, but both are unique in the one that's at Lake Travis as well. The Lions have a pretty good stadium as well, the Diamond at Leander, as it's been around for a while, and Coach and the booster clubs over the years have done their parts to keep that thing looking really nice. Now they can only put a restroom in the press box.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, we were at Lake Travis the other night, and they have their concession stand basically right behind home plate.
Yes.
So all the people that complain about working the concession stand, they're right behind home plate. It's a great view, great view.
Sorry. There are no complaints going on then, because obviously you can see all of the action. Now, we've done a couple of games at Lake Travis, and I've noticed their barbecue pit catches fire quite often, so I don't know who's doing the cleaning of that thing afterwards, but it's a big issue, I guess.
Yeah,
but,
you can probably hear the wind coming on right now. It's actually blowing in directly from center field.
Yeah, if you remember, if you came out on Saturday or you tuned into the broadcast, you were familiar with the wind that we were dealing with. In fact, our camera blew off of its table and stand. We had to strap it down with bungee cords. We had to do so again today. When we first got here, it wasn't that windy, but we make a joke that they hadn't turned on the wind machine yet. They carried two-run homers out on Saturday, but I think they did fire it up.
It is back on right now, that's for sure. Well, it's a big game for Leander tonight.
Yeah, I was just saying that the Lions, in order to make the playoffs, they probably are going to need some help, and they'll get a lot of that help as things shake out here in 25-6A. But what they have to do for themselves is basically run the table.
Yeah, I looked at the division standings right now, and Lake Travis is 14-0. Mm-hmm. They're clearly in Vista.
They've already won district,
and they play Vandy the next 3 games pending tonight. But I'm looking at next week's schedule, the next 3 games. Vista Ridge, they go against Westlake. And Vista Ridge is next at 8-6.
That ought to be a pretty good series, because since we took 2 or 3 from Vista, they've been on quite a tear.
And then third is Westlake at 6-6, and then of course they're battling Vista. Then following them right now, sitting in 4th place, is Vandergrift at 7-7, and they play Lake Travis.
Yeah, you got to hope that Lake Travis isn't dialing it in, since they've already swept every other team in district and have won already.
And then Hayes is next at 6-10, but they're done with their district play. Mm-hmm. And then following that is Leander at 4-10. So as you said, to be safe, Leander basically needs to run the table and hopefully get some help. And
that'll put us at 8-10. And if things shake out like they should, even if Vandy is able to steal one of those games from Lake Travis, that only puts Vandergrift at it does put them at 9-7. So depending on how the other things shake out.
Yeah, so let's win tonight, then we'll worry about...
you can pretty much only handle what's in front of you first.
Yeah, we'll worry about Lehman next week, so let's win the game tonight, then we'll worry about the next games.
Yeah, Lehman, they do enjoy playing spoiler to Leander if they can. And as you mentioned, we're getting ready to get started here. We're still about 8 minutes away from the opening pitch, but of course, we'll have the anthem and the lineups over the PA. Wanted to mention the Lions' batting order and talk a little bit about their averages as we head into this ball game. I'm going to find their lineup here. So Salazar leading off. Let's see. Noel is hitting 277 on the season. Montgomery will be the 2-hitter, and he's hitting a 424 clip. Hudson Ruin is hitting at 250. Let me check that again. That might be a little bit above there. 311 is where he's hitting. Rios in the cleanup spot is hitting 340, and so you can see the Lions are really hitting the ball well at the plate, at least for average. Their problem has come in stranding runners. They'll have guys on and then end up getting an out or two and not capitalizing. So Beltran hitting 274 on the year. Hensley 291. Omar Hernandez at 182. Alex Young there in center field is hitting 239 on the season, and then rounding out the starters tonight will be Noah Kellum. In limited appearances is hitting 176. So it gets a little bit, the averages drop a little bit there in the bottom half or bottom third of the order, but those guys have come through with clutch hits at times.
Yeah, they've actually done a good job of putting the bat on the ball this year compared to last year. I know last year there were some, a little bit of struggles at the plate for a lot of the players, but this year they're putting the bat on the ball, and a lot of times they're hitting them right at them. So it's good to see solid contact, and a lot of the batting averages have picked up this year over last year, that's for sure.
Well, if you go back to the game on Friday night against this team, the Chaparrals, the Lions had 12 hits. They stranded 12 runners, and so that'll beat you when you end up losing the game 2-1, and you out hit the other team by about eight hitters. It can become a problem, and so the Lions need to make sure they don't strand runners. They need to do what they can to get those runners across.
Yeah, we need a big night from Mason Montgomery. He needs to get ahead in the count and get a lot of strikeouts here tonight, because this is a big game for Leander and a big game for him as well.
Sure is, and it's for the Lions, if they want to continue their season, then it needs to start tonight. And you mentioned him needing to throw strikes. He's got 81 strikeouts on the year, but he also has 30 walks, and so that's that strike to walkout ratio. It was a lot better at the beginning of the year, and it's kind of tapered off a little bit as we have progressed through district play.
Yeah, that may help out a little bit with the wind if we can hide behind our shnsports.com sign.
Is it? Yeah, I guess it is blowing kind of from center in, because on Saturday the wind was blowing at our backs out, and we saw two-run homers carry over the left field wall. That they were towering fly balls, but they likely would not have. And we'll get all that straightened out here. Those likely wouldn't have carried out of the park otherwise. So we're about 5 minutes away here from the opening pitch. We'll probably have the anthem come up here pretty quick. Coach Grissom meeting at the home plate with the two umpires and the Westlake head coach now, as they exchange their lineup cards and give that to the home plate umpire so we can get started here tonight. We've got quite a drive to get back. It's not the farthest team that we play in district, but it is always quite a drive, as the traffic on 360 can be ridiculous. So
yeah, I take that drive every day. I work about 4 or 5 minutes from here over at 360 and Bee Cave, and it's a nightmare getting back home. But tonight I had a dental appointment, so I had to drive home and then fight traffic all the way back. So I had to do it twice today. So
well, it seems like the traffic heading, northwest towards the Austin, the Leander Cedar Park area seems to be heavier than heading from that area to Westlake. But it gets pretty heavy right around 2244. There was some kind of accident on 360, and I had to end up taking 2244 over west and cutting over on West Bank. And then I got stuck over here on West Bank trying to turn into the road to the stadium because everybody was trying to get out onto 360 to go home. So it's crazy. And, you know, the traffic, it's probably not going to get any better here in Austin any time soon. But that's for another podcast.
Yeah, it's amazing how
that's
quickly.
That's for the conspiracy podcast.
Yep. It's amazing how quickly this season has gone. We're down to basically 4 games left in the regular season.
Yeah, it snuck up on me, to be honest. I was looking at it the other day, and I'm like, wow, if we don't make the playoffs, the season's over on Tuesday. So, you know, you hope the Lions catch fire here, and they certainly have the depth and talent to make some kind of noise in postseason play if they can get into it. But you have to get there first. And that starts here tonight in Game 3 of the 3-game series against Westlake. So, you know, you're losing Westlake as you move into district next year, as they'll stay in 25-6A and Lions move to 13-6A. So you don't want to leave having been swept by them. You want to at least get one in here.
No, and of course the first game that they had was, I believe, 1-0. You know, a tight game.
It was 2-1.
Or 2-1. Yeah. I'm sorry, 2-1.
And the Lions stranded. That's what I was talking about earlier. The Lions stranded 12 runners that night. They had their opportunities. They had a great outing from Ryan Gallagher, but they were unable to pull. Or was that their Rio start?
I believe Gallagher was the one that they did. Rios did the last game that they lost. But no, I mean,
that's right, because Rios got touched up pretty early, which he typically doesn't. But that did happen on Saturdays.
But when you have those base runners on base, you got to get them across the plate.
Yep.
Whether it's small ball, big ball, whatever you want to do, somehow you got to get base runners on, and you got to get them across the plate to win ball games.
Well, and of all the sports, baseball is the most statistical in nature, and you can actually coach based on statistics. And you know, they'll any team you look at that strands a high number of runners, that team loses a lot of games. And so in those games where you do strand a lot of runners, you miss opportunities is what it boils down to.
And you may get lucky and have a tight game, 2-1, 1-0. You know, you have those every now and then. But most of the time in high school baseball, you're going to have teams that can hit the ball.
Right.
And if you're only scoring 1 run for your own team, chances are you're not going to win that game.
Especially if you're you know, have 12 hits and 13 hits and strand 11 or 12 runners, it really hurts your chances of winning that game. And you know, it can affect you beyond that, as you know, you kind of feel a little devastated by it, and sometimes they can come out flat in another game. And so hopefully the Lions have gotten over that kind of stuff and they're ready to go here tonight, as you know, they are still nowhere out of contention here. As we mentioned, you win 4 games here, you end up 8-10. Depending on how the other teams shake out, you could end up right in that 3rd or 4th spot. And you know, without spending too much time looking at it, I guess it's possible you end up in 2.
You could. You never know with the way the teams are playing each other and they're battling each other, and depending on who they're pitching each night and whether they're, you know, content on where they're sitting and they're not going to put their best players out there to, you know, hold on for the playoffs if they get in, or they may be, you know, going putting 3 or 4 pitchers in each game to make sure you win that game.
Yeah,
and then you're kind of light the next game.
Sure. I don't really see the Lake Travis Cavaliers letting up here. I mean, the moves during our series, you could tell they were predicated on winning each of those games, and as the Lions would take a lead, they did not hesitate to bring in a relief pitcher that would slow down that line progress.
Well, they're undefeated right now, and
for a reason.
Ranked, you know, number 1 in the state, arguably number 1 in the country in some polls. And if you're undefeated in high school baseball, that's very impressive,
good, yeah.
And that doesn't come around very often. And they want to win every game.
I think Georgetown is undefeated too, at least in district play in 5A, and so that's another team that in the area that you're surprised by. Not that team's undefeated, but that any team is able to make that kind of run here, especially in Central Texas.
It's tough to do. Definitely is. Well, tonight Leander needs to come out and Obviously, they have the athletic ability. They don't need to be pressing at the plate, and Mason doesn't need to be pressing on the mound. Just let your athletic ability come out, play baseball, be loose, but be intense.
Right. Well, it looks like we're getting ready to have our last little team chats, and we'll line up for the national anthem here shortly. We'll take a quick break while we're waiting on the anthem. You're listening to SHN Sports. We'll be right back.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp here, Director of Operations with SHN Sports. Need a friendly reminder of upcoming broadcasts? We have a simple solution. Join the SHN VIP list today. Stay up to date with upcoming broadcasts, events, and other exclusive content. Visit shnsports.com/VIP. That's shnsports.com/VIP.
Safe driving should be rewarded. That's Allstate's stand. Contact your local Allstate agent, Amy Maddox, at 512-257-1753. You're in good hands with Allstate. Welcome back here to Westlake High School, and I'm just kind of looking through some of these stats here, some that stand out. We never really talk a whole lot about fielding percentages, but looking here, besides those that have had a couple of plays and have 1,000, Clayton Maddox, he's behind the plate, 990 fielding percentage. That's pretty good. And here are the rosters in your Leander lines currently being announced by the PA announcer. That's Joe Taylor, does the Westlake football as well as their baseball broadcasts here. Of course, that was Noel Salazar called first, number 16. He's followed by Mason Montgomery, the pitcher. Hudson Ruin batting third, and then Joel Rios in the cleanup spot. Beltran coming up in the 5 hole. Hensley batting sixth. Omar Hernandez batting in that 7th spot. Alex Young batting 8th for the Lions, and then rounding out the order, Noah Kellen.
Yeah, Leander's in their gray pants and blue tops. I like that look.
Yeah, it looks like all of their combos remind me of the Texas Rangers, but it's this one is a particular favorite of mine. So the Chaparrals lineup will be announced now by Mr. Taylor. And, of course, he'll put a little mustard on it since it's a little relish, since it's a home announcements. I'm surprised we didn't get the Alan Parsons project.
Yeah, I was expecting some music or some lasers or something coming out.
In the cleanup spot, your second baseman, number 11, Ford Elliott.
I commented on it during the last broadcast. These, I'm not complaining, but the Westlake uniform numbers on the back of their jerseys look like Little League jerseys because the numbers are so big. It looks like T-ball team, the number can only be so small and the shirt is only so big.
Yep.
So.
They do have big numbers, but from the front, it kind of looks like a Dodgers
uniform. They do look except for, I guess the Dodgers have a little splash of red on their uniform, on the jersey, not on the hat. They, of course, their bill on their hat is going to be red, which is a little different. But, yeah, it does look like Dodgers versus Rangers here. And that the pitcher, Dylan Sabino.
An honorary bat boy tonight. Please welcome to Warner Field for the first time in the dugout, Mr. Blake Hurts.
Did you say Hurts?
Blake
Hurts?
Blake Bird or Blake Hurts? I couldn't pick that up.
Getting an honor and getting to be the bat boy here in the high school team. We'll go to the anthem now. And we're ready to get started. I just want to send a shout out to one of our listeners who is out of state. David Maiden has got a freshman on the JV. I believe it's the blue team, JV blue. I guess it could be red. I'm not sure.
Red.
Major,
be red.
Yeah, Major Maiden. And talked to him earlier today. He's out of state. We want to say thanks for listening. And we're getting ready to get started here. A little ZZ Top as we get going. Noel Salazar ready to go. We'll get the starting pitcher up here, Dylan Savino, here to warm up, and we'll see what he's got going here. And wearing number 10. He pitched in game 1, I believe, against the Lions on Friday. And again, the Lions were able to get a lot of base runners, but were unable to score any of those runs.
Well, if they've already seen him,
many of those runs.
If they've already been through the lineup a couple times with him, and they know what he has, and they need to take advantage of that.
Well, and they, like I said, they were hitting the ball well. It just wasn't. They weren't stringing that additional hit that was needed, or there were a couple of times that early in that game we had the bases loaded with no outs, and ended up only getting 1 run out of those 2 innings. So it could be frustrating when you see that happen, and it wasn't from a lack of hitting the ball. We've talked about it all year. You put the barrel, the bat on the ball, and you put it in play. But sometimes when you do that, you hit it right to a defender, and that'd be you do that 2 or 3 times, even when the base is loaded, you don't get any runs across.
And that's when batters start pressing.
That's right. And then you end up with a strikeout here and a strikeout there. And the Lions have been in some tight games. They haven't been able to take advantage of many. They did get a tight win against Vista, and then they lost in a tight game against Vista. They probably should have won. The Lions have been they're either blowing a team out or or getting blown out. You get one or the other. Some of those games though that were tight, the Lions were just maybe 2 hits away, or just a timely hit away from really blowing a couple of those games wide open in the Lions' favor. So, and including against Lake Travis, had a couple of leads against Lake Travis, and as I mentioned, Lake Travis was quick to bring in relievers and quelch any line rally that had begun. And they obviously have a deep staff, or else you wouldn't go right away like that. So,
yeah, they have an arsenal of pitchers that they can pull from.
So we're going to have Noel Salazar come up, and we're going to open this game up here shortly. Noel, a left-handed hitter.
Yeah, first pitch high for a ball. This Savino throws about 3/4 if you're looking at him on the screen, but he throws pretty quick.
He got a strike on that one. Yeah, he worked pretty quickly, even with runners on in his last outing against the Lions. Salazar, 1-1 count, takes a strike. As he's looked at 2 strikes now, he needs to swing at 1 here coming up. He's hitting .277 on the season. 1-2 delivery, outside and low for a ball. That was pretty close to the strike zone with 2 strikes, but Salazar does lay off of it, and he gets the call. Count is even at 2. Savino winds and delivers. Salazar goes down swinging.
Foul tip, but the catcher caught it. Strike 3.
Yeah, he was just a little bit on top of that one. So Montgomery will come up to the plate now for the Lions. As I mentioned, Mason Montgomery is hitting at a where's that? It is pretty high. It's over 424. And he shows why as he strokes it to left center for a double on the first pitch. And he's standing up there at second on top of it.
Good piece of hitting by Mason Montgomery. That was a fastball on the outside part of the plate. He just drove it to left center field.
Wasted no time, jumped on it, and it rolled all the way to the wall before a Westlake outfielder was able to get a hand on the ball. So 1 out, runner on second for Hudson Ruin. Ruin, as I mentioned, is hitting over 300 here on the season. He's hitting 311. So big opportunity here for Ruin to get an RBI and give the Lions an early lead here with 1 out, top of the first inning. Savino looks back at second, winds up and delivers the first pitch to Ruin. It's low for a ball. And the umpire looks like he may make a late call or two in his style, so I'm going to have to wait a second to see what that call is. 1-0 count. I can't just make the call myself like I want to. Every pitch would be a strike when the Lions are pitching. 1-0 delivery coming up from Savino. Fouled off by Ruin. It's going to make it a 1-1 count. Ruin, the DH today for the catcher Maddox. Ruin also plays a little bit of catcher as well. Maddox is that catcher for Montgomery, though, every time he pitches. Pitchers, they get a little partial to their catchers sometimes. 1-1 delivery here from Savino. Outside for a ball.
Montgomery's getting a big lead at second base. They're not really keeping him that close. Second baseman's darting a little bit back and forth, but just looking at here from behind the plate, he's got a pretty big lead. So if we can get a base hit through to the outfield, he should be coming in.
Well, Ruin is going to battle up there for sure. Savino with a 2-1 delivery. Fouled off by Ruin. That'll even the count up at 2.
And there is a big distance between the plate and the backstop here, but as we noticed here at the JV game the other night, there is no pad on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
So if the ball goes back and hits the brick, it bounces almost right back to the catcher.
Coming right back. So that's something that you know when you play here a lot. It's something that you become familiar with, how the ball plays off of things. Ruin chopper to third. Taylor Anderson there to field it, hold Montgomery at second, and fire Ruin out over at first for the that's going to be a 6-3 out for Ruin. And so with 2 outs, Rios will come up to the plate with an opportunity here to try to get the Lions on top here. And again, you don't want to strand any runners.
Anderson got that high hopper, looked back, and Mason Montgomery had to go back towards second base, and he made a strong throw across the diamond.
Well, and Anderson, play third unless you're a pretty good fielder to begin with, and you got to have a good arm as well. He's the quarterback for Westlake, of course, and so he can throw the ball, and he can run pretty fast as well on the base path. Savino steps off the rubber before delivering home to look at Montgomery and force him back towards second base here. 2 outs for Joel Rios. He's ready to receive the first pitch of his at-bat here in the top of the first inning. Here's the delivery from Savino. It's right low into the strike zone, though, for the first strike of the at-bat. Rios taking all the way. It seemed like it was a little bit low to me, but called a strike there, so we got an 0-1 count. Rios in the box, waiting on the pitch from Savino. Montgomery at second. Savino delivers outside for a ball. Looked like they might have been trying to set up Montgomery there on a steal attempt, as he is getting a fairly large lead here. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Rios anxiously waiting the delivery from Savino. He slaps it foul behind the first base or the home dugout. That's going to be the second strike of the at-bat now. 2 outs here. It's not the same as stranding the 3 runners, but, any runner you strand could potentially hurt you later in the game. And so you really want to see Rios try to put one here in one of the gaps between the corners and middle infielders. Let's see what happens here. 1-2 delivery from Savino. Here's the pitch. Slapped into center for a base hit. Montgomery's got a chance. There's a throw to home. Montgomery's going to be in safe. So Rios with a single RBI scores. Mason Montgomery from second, just as Mark said he could score with that lead.
Well, you saw his speed with 2 outs. Any contact, you're taking off full speed and you're running on contact. And he did that. The ball wasn't hit very deep into the outfield. Center fielder came up to get the play, and the throw was off center. It looked like a little bit right of home plate as we're looking from behind here. But Montgomery was going the whole way, and I don't know if he would have gotten him anyway with his speed.
Now AB, Anthony Beltran at the plate, takes a first pitch strike.
Well, that's good to draw first blood here in the first inning.
Well, it's a start.
Up.
Let's get, you want to start off not stranding guys, especially those in scoring position. So Beltran hitting 274 in the air, 0-1 delivery. Fouls that one off into the batter's cages and into the green belt over there. Second strike of the at-bat. It's an 0-2 count. And you mentioned we mentioned the stadium earlier. There's some nice greenery, some nice trees all around the stadium here.
Yeah, it's a nice little area.
It's hidden away.
It is. It's hidden away, and the field's in really good shape.
That pitch low. Beltran able to lay off of it. It's a 1-2 count.
Reminds me of a field up in Dallas, just right off the tollway and near downtown Rivershawn Park. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but it reminds me of that.
Yeah, you could tell they put some money into it when they first built it. And that's a single for Beltran. That'll advance Rios over to second. And the Lions stay alive here with their second consecutive single. Now they have runners on first and second here with Alex Hensley coming up with 2 outs, an opportunity to really add to an early start here. That's what you want to see here. The Lions with 2 outs, really battling here at the plate.
And they're swinging the bat. That's what we like to see. They don't seem to be uptight. They see a good pitch, and they're taking a rip at it.
The 2-out rally. Let's see if we can continue it here. Savino delivers inside for a ball to Hensley. Almost caught him on the shin there. Hensley able to get out of the way. On deck for the Lions is Omar Hernandez, number 1, the left fielder. 1-0 count. Savino starts his windup. Looks back at second where Rios is. He delivers low in the dirt for a ball. So they're being Savino being a little cautious with Hensley here.
He is. You don't want to load the bases for a pass ball. You may get someone in. So this is definitely a hitter's pitch, 2-0 count.
Well, Hensley hitting 291 on the season, so he is dangerous. 2-0 delivery here. Chopped to the shortstop. They're going to be able to get Beltran at second for the fielder's choice. That is a 6-4, and that'll close out the top of the first inning. Lions scored 1 run on 2 hits. And we'll take a break here as we go into the bottom of the first inning. You're listening to Leander Line Baseball on SHN Sports.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp here, Director of Operations with SHN Sports. Need a friendly reminder of upcoming broadcasts? We have a simple solution. Join the SHN VIP list today. Stay up to date with upcoming broadcasts, events, and other exclusive content. Visit shnsports.com/VIP. That's shnsports.com/VIP.
Safe driving should be rewarded. That's Allstate's stand. Contact your local Allstate agent, Amy Maddox, at 512-257-1753. You're in good hands with Allstate.
This is Coach Grissom, and you're listening to Leander Line Baseball on SHN Sports.
Welcome back to Westlake Stadium, Chaparrals Stadium, whatever it is, Chap Field.
Westlake High School.
Yeah, in Austin, Texas. It is a nice evening. The wind is intermittent as it was on Saturday, not nearly as blustery as we dealt with, although there are some gusts that have popped up here and there this evening. Montgomery, the lefty for the Lions, again 4-1 on the season, will be pitching. He'll face Isaiah Foz, the right fielder, to lead off, and following him will be Peyton Sanderson, the shortstop, and coming in at the third hitter is the left fielder, number 4, Luke Dunlop. So Foz at the plate now for the Chaparrals to face the Lions starter tonight, Mason Montgomery. First delivery from Montgomery, right down the pipe there for a strike, and you like to see him come right after the hitters there.
Yeah, we want to see a lot of those tonight.
Yeah, force them to put it into play, rely on your defense. 0-1 delivery from Montgomery, inside ball. It's a 1-1 count. And Mason can get a little trying to pinpoint his pitches a little too much, in my opinion. I'm not a coach or anything, so take that for what it's worth. Two hopper to Salazar is able to field it and get a throw off, but it's not going to be in time as Foz hustles down the field. And I wouldn't score that an error, and they don't. They score that a base
No, that's
hit.
clearly a hit. Salazar went back to his right, made a nice play just to stop the ball in the hole. By the time he was able to turn and throw, Foz is already close to first base. He made a good throw, but clearly a base hit.
Yeah, his back was to the ball when he got the glove on it, so he had to almost turn all the way around to make the throw. And so coming up the plate with a runner on first, no out, Peyton Sanderson, the shortstop for Westlake at first delivery from Montgomery high for a ball.
Rios cheating in at third, looking for possibly a bunt or a ground ball, going to get turned 2.
Yeah, they're going to look for a double play, and that's kind of how Westlake approached the game on Friday. Is they played a lot of small ball, and they, despite all the line hits, they were able to, scrape across 2 runs. So it looks like Maddox is going to take a moment and talk to Mason Montgomery on the mound. We got a 1 ball, no strike count here to the shortstop, Sanderson. Montgomery starts his windup. He looks over at first, delivers home. A little bit high. It's a 2-0 count now. And, that kind of happens sometimes. Line pitchers worry a little bit about the base runners, and they start throwing a little bit out of the strike zone. Sanderson, with a good eye, is going to make you throw strikes to him. 2-0 count. Here's the delivery from Montgomery. Is in for a strike as Sanderson was taking the whole way.
Yeah, that was low and on the outside part of the, just on the about the knee level, right on the outside part of the plate. Great pitch because he had been squaring around a bunt, and that's obviously a tough one to put down right there.
And Maddox came up ready to fire to see if he could get Foz stealing. Foz did not go. 2-1 delivery. Slap foul. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Yeah, you thought paperweights were going to make their way out of existence, but no, we could use a few.
Definitely could use some tonight.
2-2 count here, no outs. Runner on first for the Chaparrals. Montgomery starts the windup. Nope, he throws over to Hensley at first, forces Foz back on the bag there. 2-2 count. Montgomery waiting on the signal from Clayton Maddox, his catcher. He gets that, looks over at first, starts the windup, delivers. Slap foul by Sanderson. That was a good pitch, good strike pitch, and strikes a lot of hitters out with that pitch on the outside corner there, but Sanderson able to fight it off to stay alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He's been throwing mainly fastballs tonight. Let's see if he brings his curve here. 2-2 count.
That thing is deadly when he uses it. And they catch Foz off, and he's still going there at second. And he's in safe as Salazar comes across to catch the throw from Hensley. They're going to give him a stolen base as he goes in head first there. And the peanut gallery letting the umpire hear about it. He's making the call before he even touched the bag is what they said. Bang, bang play there. Nice effort by all those involved. 2-2 delivery here as Montgomery starts the windup, delivers home. Slap to right field, and it gets over Kellum's head. The wind picks it up, and that's going to score Foz from second. And it's a triple for Sanderson. A stand-up triple. As Kellum misjudged that ball in right field, and the wind kind of carried it right over his head there.
Yeah, you really didn't expect it to go that far. He tattooed it towards the right fielder and had to kind of freeze and see if that ball was going to drop or carry, and it just kept carrying over his head.
Yeah. The Lions have yet to get an out here in the first. Coming to the plate now, Luke Dunlop, the left fielder. He wears number 4, bats right-handed. Waiting on the signal from his hitting coach, he steps into the box to face Montgomery. Runner on third base, no outs. First delivery from Montgomery, low for a ball, maybe a little inside. The line corners playing near the grass here, hoping to keep the runner at third or to pick him off if the ball is hit in the infield. That delivery inside for a ball. That's 2 balls and no strikes here to Dunlap. Montgomery waiting, gets the signal, starts the 2-0 windup, delivers. Right on the inside corner. It's going to be a 2-1 count now, as Dunlop was taken all the way there on a 2-0 pitch. He'll be more likely to swing here. 2-1 count. Montgomery starts his windup. He delivers home. Slap foul. That'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Dunlop is battling here at the plate. Mason Montgomery looking to get his first out here in Game 3 of the series versus the Westlake Chaparrals here in 25-6A. 2-2 count. Needing a strikeout here. Mason Montgomery full of strikeouts this season. That delivery fouled off as Dunlop battles to stay alive. The count will remain 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's just getting enough to foul it off. He's obviously behind. He's fouling it off to the right side. So let's see what Montgomery brings here.
We're having some kind of issue going on.
Yeah, they're making the players go back into the dugout.
They tend to want to come out there. Can't do that, though. It's too dangerous. 2-2 delivery from Montgomery. Slap to center field. Young on his horse is able to catch it. There's the tag up and the throw. And the throw not in time as Sanderson able to score to give Westlake the lead here, 2-1. That'll be the first out as Dunlop has a sacrifice to center field.
That's a tough play for the center fielder coming over, catching the ball and having to square around and throw it towards home plate.
Especially a righty. You know, it would have been a little easier if you were a lefty, but even that would have been tough. First delivery from Montgomery. Outside for a ball to Ford Elliott, the new hitter for the Chaparrals. He's playing second base. Second delivery from Montgomery right on that inside corner to even the count at 1. Lions looking to get out of this at this point. You don't want to give up any more damage than you have. That one, Montgomery with a release. It got behind him. I guess it caught him on the shoulder because they sent him to first.
Looks like it hit him on the backside, almost near his number. He threw a curveball, and he threw it inside and went way inside behind the batter and hit him either on the elbow or on the back.
Looked like it was a late release by Montgomery. It kind of slid out of his hand. Coach Grissom wanting an explanation as to why he sent the runner over to first, and he didn't spend a whole lot of time there with the explanation. He took it right when it was given. So, you just want the umpire to know sometimes that you're paying attention to those close calls, even if it is, hey, I need you to give me whatever the explanation is. So now Rigo Gutierrez, the catcher, up to face Montgomery with a runner on first, 1 out. First delivery from Montgomery, a strike right down the middle. That had some mustard on it, kind of like the hot dog I had earlier.
Leander needs a double play to get out of this inning right now.
That would be nice. You're only down 1 run. You certainly don't want to give up any more here early. And they catch the runner in a pickle, and they're able to get him this time. And that was Elliott that's thrown out on the steal attempt on the 3-6. So Elliott gets on with a hit by pitch, and then he's out on a steal attempt.
That's the second time they've done that this inning with a left-handed pitcher. A lot of times the coach will send him on first movement, hoping to get a jump, But if he does throw it over, he has to throw it to first base, and then
Sure.
first base has to throw it to second
there's
base.
plenty of time to do that.
You can't, once you make that move to first, you can't turn and throw to second. You have to go to first base.
Or it's a balk, right?
Yes.
Salazar, they're able to knock the ball down. It's a deep hit to shortstop, and it looks like Gutierrez is going to be on. They're going to score that an error. So that's going to be an E6 that gets Gutierrez on here with 2 outs.
Yeah, going back to the left-handed pitcher, they're facing the runner at first, and if they have a high leg kick and go home, a lot of times the coach will send him on first movement to either try and draw a balk if he doesn't throw it over to first. If it's a fast runner and he gets a good jump, then they have to throw it to first all the way to second base, and they were successful the first time and not so successful the second time.
First delivery to Taylor Anderson, the third baseman for the Chaparrals, is a strike right down the middle. Anderson taking all the way there. 0-1 count here, 2 outs. Montgomery starts the windup, throws over to first. Trying to catch, looks like they got a courtesy runner over there for Gutierrez. I didn't get his name. He's wearing number 17, and that's going to be Trip Graham over in the courtesy running role. That delivery from Montgomery outside for a ball to even the count at 1.
Your attention, please. Now, courtesy running at first base. 17.
There we go. They must be listening to our broadcast.
I think they are.
1-1 count with 2 outs. Montgomery winds, delivers high for a ball. It's a 2-1 count now here to Taylor Anderson. The Lions trying to get out of this inning here. They've given up 2 runs after scoring 1 in the top of the first. You know, Montgomery is a good pitcher, but, you know, then they catch him in the rundown again, and the Lions are able to get him twice on the pickoff move. Nice work by the line coaching and Montgomery, Hensley, and, of course, Salazar over there. So the second 3-6. And so when we start the second for Westlake, Anderson will be coming back up to the plate. But we'll go to the top of the second where the Lions will send up Omar Hernandez, followed by Alex Young and Noah Kellum. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. SHN Sports, Leander Line Baseball.
Thousands of listeners, laser-focused marketing, and showing a high level of community involvement. Those are a few of many reasons to advertise with SHN Sports. We strive to keep our broadcast as affordable as possible, and your support makes that happen. Please consider advertising with SHN Sports. Email rob@shnsports.com. That's rob@shnsports.com. We have a solution for everyone.
Safe driving should be rewarded. That's Allstate's stand. Contact your local Allstate agent, Amy Maddox, at 512-257-1753. You're in good hands with Allstate.
It's Coach Cano. You're watching the Leander Lions on SHN Sports. Go Lions.
Going back to that last half inning, Mason Montgomery 3 times threw over to first base, and he did a good job picking up that steal because he has a high leg kick. If he goes home, they have an incredible jump, and they have a great jump going towards second base, but he was able to pick that up and not go towards home plate and get it over to first base, and 2 out of 3 they got him out.
Hernandez up now. He's only hitting 182, but he's got a 345 on-base percentage, and so he also comes up with some clutch hits for the Lions. Did so against Hayes a couple of times in that series. The Lions were able to take 2 or 3, and those 2 pitches he takes for balls, and you see why. He's on the base a lot, even though he's not exactly stroking it with the bat here. He strokes that one, though. It's a high fly ball, and it's almost caught by the right fielder in foul territory. He had to make a slide, unable to make the catch. It's a 2-1 count after that one. Just as I was saying, he doesn't typically stroke the ball. He does.
There you go.
to right field, although it did tail foul and almost out of play. But the right fielder, Foz, for Westlake, almost made an incredible catch over there.
Yeah, good effort over there in foul territory.
2-1 count here. Savino, and it's a base hit. No, they're going to say it just went foul. Well, that was a nice, you can see Hernandez really seeing the ball here. It's a 2-2 count. Dylan Savino, the pitcher, getting a little bit lucky here against Hernandez. Hernandez looking at a double and maybe a triple on that first one.
Yeah, he may not want to throw that pitch again. Let's see what Hernandez can do here, 2-2 count.
Yeah, I would stay away from that pitch if I'm Savino. Here's the 2-2 delivery. And Hernandez floats one, and it goes just foul again on the first base side. He was a little bit underneath that one and got a little inside out on it, and it floated just and landed just to the right of the foul line. The count will remain even at 2 balls and 2 strikes for Omar.
Good battle right here between Savino and Hernandez.
Yeah, Savino had a pretty good, like I mentioned, he gave up a lot of hits to the Lions in his last outing, but only gave up 1 run. So matching that thus far, 2-2 delivery here outside. It's a full count now to Hernandez. As we mentioned, he's .345 on base percentage. That's because he's selective at the plate. Didn't strike out a whole lot. Payoff pitch from Savino. Slapped on the first base side to stay alive here with a full count. You know, Hernandez causing Savino to get up in his pitch count here, battling in this at bat. Savino starts the windup, payoff pitch, slap right up the middle for a base hit by Hernandez.
Great job of hitting right there. Great at bat for Omar Hernandez.
Yeah, that was. You can tell he's starting to really see the ball, and what a good time for your hitters to really start seeing it, as the Lions need wins upon wins as we close out 25 6A regular season district play. Coming to the plate now, Alex Young, the center fielder. Young hitting .239 on the season. Has a .300 on base percentage. That first delivery, he turned to bunt it, and it was a strike. He couldn't get the bat on it. The Lions looking to move the runner over here if possible. Hernandez has a little bit of speed. He's not unknown to steal. Young with a nice bunt right back to Savino, and the sacrifice is executed to forward Hernandez over to second, and we have a 1-3 sack bunt to move the runner over here, so 1 out. Coming to the plate now will be Noah Kellum. Kellum, the relief pitcher for the Lions, has just started playing in the field a lot. He's hitting .176 on the year, .333 on base percentage. He does walk a lot. He's very selective as well. First delivery from Savino, slap foul near the Lion visiting dugout there for the first strike of the at bat. Savino, he works a little bit more slowly with runners on, as most pitchers do. Takes a signal from Gutierrez. Wind blowing in slightly from center field. 0-1 delivery from Savino. It's in the dirt, and Hernandez is going to be in safe at third as he was going all the way. I thought he was a little faster than that. Maybe he was jogging.
Well, he saw the ball bounce off the catcher about 20 feet away from him, so he knew he had plenty of time. So we'll just say that he had plenty of time.
There you go. He's only 90 feet away from tying the game here with 1 out now. Kellum with an opportunity here at an RBI and a chance to tie.
Infield playing in to cut off Hernandez if he goes home.
Slapped to short.
Oh,
nice play by Sanderson as he gets a glove on it for the 2nd out. That was almost just barely within his reach. It almost got beyond him. Did not, though.
That was a good hit, but a great play by the shortstop on playing up on the grass to go to his right and make that catch just in the webbing of the glove to get that 2nd out.
So we're back to the top of the line's batting order with Noel Salazar. An opportunity to get an RBI here for Noel. Savino delivers outside for a ball.
Middle infield, first baseman playing back, 2 outs. Third baseman's playing a little bit in. If he were playing back, I wouldn't be surprised if Noel puts that down on the third base line.
1-0 delivery, high for a ball. So Salazar up in the count, 2 balls and no strikes here with 2 outs. And there's going to be a visit paid to Savino on the mound by the Westlake coaches. I'll take the opportunity here to mention our sponsors while we're waiting on their little meeting there. I'm sure they're probably talking about traffic on 360 or something. Lowe's is one of those Grand Slam sponsors. In addition to Lowe's, we have Leander Orthodontics at 512-260-5300. Take 5 Haircuts, 512-506-9055. Timmons Insurance at 512-402-0595. Malik & Company, Texas Spine and Injury Center, Austin Simply Fit, and of course Allstate with Amy Maddox here in the Leander Cedar Park area. So we're going to have that meeting will cease now. Savino is going to remain on the pitcher's mound for the Chaparrals, and Salazar here with a 2-0 count is going to step into the left-handed hitter's batting box there and face Savino here for pitch 3 of the at-bat. There's the windup, and the delivery is inside, and it's a 3-0 count to Salazar. Salazar very selective at the plate. You know, we mentioned the on-base percentages. The other guy, Salazar's .390 on-base percentage, and he's on base with a walk there.
They'll go up a little bit higher.
And, you know, as I mentioned, Salazar very selective at the plate. Now Montgomery with a chance to give himself a lead here as the starting pitcher coming to the plate here as the number 2 hitter in the line batting order.
And now with runners at first and third, the pitcher has to, you know, look at both runners. She just can't concentrate on the runner at third with 2 outs. He has to worry about the runner at first, whether he's going to steal, whether they're going to try and do, they're going to walk him right here.
They're going to purposely intentional walk to Montgomery.
So that'll load the bases for a force out.
I guess
at
I
any
have
base.
a question that, you know, related to high school rules. Does that add 4 pitches to the pitcher's?
I don't think it does. I'm
count?
not sure, but I don't believe so.
Because that
It
to
may.
me is
That's a good question.
That's a little
I don't know.
frustrating when you see your hitter hitting 430 come up and be like, we got an empty bag, just go to the plate. But Hudson Ruin with an opportunity here with 2 outs, hitting over 300 himself. Bases juiced here. Grand Slam would be a nice addition to the skins on Hudson Ruin's wall. First delivery outside for a ball. 1-0 count now to Ruin, and you know, a walk here's an RBI as well.
Yeah, he can be a little bit selective here unless he's looking for that fastball down the middle.
That one outside is Savino is bringing some heat. He's just not finding the strike zone here. 2-0 count.
Yeah, 2-0 count. Obviously a hitter's pitch right here. He's looking for something that he wants to hit on this pitch.
Savino starts his windup. Here's the delivery. Ruin swinging. It was a little bit low, but Ruin went after it, so it's a 2-1 count. Couldn't catch up to it. Likely was out of the strike zone, but it could have been a strike. It would have been close. 2-1 delivery here from Savino. Ruin slaps it foul, and the count evens up here with 2 outs. At 2 balls and 2 strikes. The big pitch here as the Lions have runners on all 3 bases. Looking to plate at least one of those, if not more. Here's the delivery, 2-2 pitch to center, and it's going to get caught by the center fielder. Nice play by Dunlap out there as the Lions end up stranding 3 on that deep fly ball to center field by Ruin. We'll head to the bottom of the 2nd inning with the Lions still trailing Westlake 2-1. We'll take a break here on SHN Sports. You're listening to Leander Line Baseball with Rich Hensley on production, Mark Sickles on color. I'm Chuck Kracy. We'll be right back.
Hey friends, Rob Pipp here, Director of Operations with SHN Sports. Need a friendly reminder of upcoming broadcasts? We have a simple solution. Join the SHN VIP list today. Stay up to date with upcoming broadcasts, events, and other exclusive content. Visit shnsports.com/VIP. That's shnsports.com/VIP.
Safe driving should be rewarded. That's Allstate's stand. Contact your local Allstate agent, Amy Maddox, at 512-257-1753. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hi, this is Coach King. You're listening to Leander Lions Baseball on SHN Sports.
Welcome back to Westlake High School. You know, the Lions really had an opportunity there, and Ruin stroked the ball. They just good play by the center fielder there. I think I gave credit to Luke Dunlap, but it was actually Denton Apple there in center field to make that catch. It almost got over his head. It kind of acted like the one that did get over Noah Kellam's head in right field. It just, good play by the center fielder to get that last jump to get the glove on the ball.
He got a good read on it, and another 6 inches, and we probably have about 3 runs crossing the plate.
Right now, Anderson back up to the plate, takes a strike here from Montgomery. He was in a 2-ball-and-1-strike count in the last inning when the Lions picked off the runner at first. That delivery from Montgomery in the dirt up over the netting into the stands here. Nice play by that parent. Barehanded snag, 1-1 count. I didn't see which one it was, but you can tell some of the dads played a little baseball in their lifetime. Montgomery starts the 1-1 delivery. It's in for a strike.
Good breaking pitch over the outside corner.
That's really the first time we've seen it. You know, I think it's one of Mason's better pitches, but it is set up by the fastball. But he can, when he's placing it where he wants to, it's deadly. That one just missed the strike zone on the outside corner there. 2-2 count now to Anderson.
He tried to run that one back in off the outside corner. Kind of
just missed it.
Tailing fastball back in, but just missed.
2-2 delivery. And there goes the first hitter in the second for the Chaparrals swinging. And it'll be the first strikeout for Mason Montgomery, which is a little surprising as you know, by now he typically has 4, 5, sometimes 6. Oh, well, when you finish the second, he can have up to 6. So coming up next, Peyton, number 22, or 32 rather, Garrett Ayler. First pitch, they were just exchanging a baseball there.
No, that was the first pitch.
A ball.
Yeah,
that was a ball.
High and outside for a ball.
I was like, that was way outside. So that delivery low for a ball is, you can see Montgomery being cautious to the DH here. Ayler did have a 2-run home run on Saturday. He was also the starting pitcher for Westlake, and he's up quickly in the count 3-0 against Montgomery. And see, this is one of those, if you're going to throw several balls, if they don't count those balls, why not just walk this guy? Well, it's a 3-1 count, though, as Montgomery comes after him there. That's a hitter's count for Ayler, but, he's facing a tough pitcher here. 3-1 delivery, and Ayler on with a walk in 5 pitches. So with 1 out, they'll have a base runner on first base. Coming up to the plate now will be Bobby Surface. So Surface playing first base for the Lions. Steps up, he's a right-handed hitter. He's got a runner on first, 1 out. Montgomery winds and delivers. First delivery in for a strike.
Rio's cheating in a little bit at third, just a little bit in front of the bag, in the middle infield playing for the double play.
Yeah, this is kind of a double play situation for the Lions here. Ayler, he's a big guy, but he's fast for his size, but he's still not fast. 0-1 delivery here from Montgomery. Slap to Anthony Beltran second, tosses to Salazar for 1, and they get 2. On the 4-6-3, the Lions get out of the second.
Just like we drew up.
Yeah. we just said it, you know. I mean, we say it, and it comes to fruition. So there you go. We'll move to the top of the third here, where the Lions will bring up Rios to lead off here in the third. He'll be followed by Beltran and then Hensley. We'll take a quick break here on SHN Sports, Leander Line Baseball. We'll be right back.
Hey friends, Rob Pipp here, Director of Operations with SHN Sports. Need a friendly reminder of upcoming broadcasts? We have a simple solution. Join the SHN VIP list today. Stay up to date with upcoming broadcasts, events, and other exclusive content. Visit shnsports.com/VIP. That's shnsports.com/VIP.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to thank you. Safe driving should be rewarded. That's the Allstate stand. Contact your local Allstate agent, Amy Maddox, at 512-257-1753. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hi, this is Coach King. You're listening to Leander Lions Baseball on SHN Sports.
Welcome back to Chaparral Field. Shout out to the Leander Lion Football Booster Club from the Leander Lion Baseball Booster Club.
We're all one big happy family.
That's right.
Well, we were talking earlier about leaving people on base. So far tonight, Leander has 4 hits, but they've left 5 on base and only 1 run.
And that's what cost us a couple of times this season. And again, it's not a lack of hitting the ball. It's not it's not even committing errors that are costing the Lions. It's that additional hit that we've been unable to put on top of the ones that put the runners on. First swing from Rios here in the third is fouled off. Be the first strike of the at-bat. Rios, the cleanup hitter for the Lions, playing third base. He singled, drove in a run in the first, and was stranded at second base. 0-1 delivery, slap to the second baseman, and it'll be an easy play for Ford Elliott. And the Lions will have the first out here in the third on the 4-3 from Elliott to Surface. And coming up the plate now will be A.B. Anthony Beltran for the Lions. Beltran had a single in the first and was stranded there at first after his hit. So he's feeling it. Let's see if he can get on here. Here's the windup in the pitch. Looks like that's outside for a ball. You mentioned Beltran is a very selective hitter. He's 338 on base percentage along with his 274 batting average. It's a 2-0 count now as he takes that pitch.
Yeah, rip one to center field for a base hit first time up. See if you can make it 2 for 2.
2-0 delivery outside as they're pitching around AB here. Lions, they don't really care how they get a runner on as long as they get one on, and then they just got to be able to, add a hit or something to move them around. 3-0 delivery. That one catches the inside corner there for a strike, and so a 3-1 count. Beltran with a real hitter's count here is going to be looking for something to slap. Probably going to want to pull it over here to right field. 3-0 delivery. And he forces it the other way to the shortstop, who has to make a big loop and is able to scoop it and get Beltran at first. Sanderson with a nice play there at shortstop. And you see, you put your better defenders there at short, and you see that there on that play.
That was a smooth play there by Sanderson. Beltran hit it kind of off the fist of the bat to the left side part of the infield.
A little bit of a dribbler. It looked
shortstop
like it
had to go over, pick it up, and on the run, and makes a nice sidearm throw across the diamond.
He kind of made a loop towards the ball instead of going directly to it, and he did that to set up the throw, which he was able to get in time. Hensley takes a breaking pitch for a strike on that first delivery from Savino. I probably should have brought my jacket with me from my truck. As the sun goes down, it starts to cool off a little bit here. The wind has stayed moderately windy. It's a little gusty at times. 1-1 count here to Hensley. Inside for a ball. The count will be 2 balls and a strike now. 2 outs. Lions have no runners on here in the top of the third inning. Trying to get a 2-out rally going here. They were able to score a run with 2 outs in the first, and Hensley with a big cut there doesn't catch up to the fastball from Savino, and it's a 2-2 count. Savino working a little bit more quickly without runners on. 2-2 windup. Here's the pitch. Hensley slaps it to left center for a base hit, and the Lions have a runner on with 2 outs here as they try to get a 2-out rally going. Coming up to the plate now, Omar Hernandez. Hernandez singled in the second rather, and advanced all the way to third before he was stranded. He had that great at bat where he battled and fouled off a bunch of pitches and was able to slap a single. Let's see what he does here against Savino. See if he can best him again with Hensley on first. Savino looks over to first. Starts his windup. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch for a strike. Hernandez looked like he was taken all the way there. He didn't even flinch as that ball broke from the inside across the plate. 0-1 windup here from Savino. Low for a ball. That'll even the count.
Another breaking pitch.
You know, if you can put that breaking pitch in the strike zone, it's an excellent pitch. It's just difficult to control it. 1-1 delivery here from Savino. Came with a fastball, and Hernandez fouls it off. It's going to be a 1-ball, 2-strike count now. The Lions trying to rally here in the top of the third inning with 2 outs. They have Hensley on first. The count's 1-ball, 1-strike to Omar Hernandez, the left fielder. Senior righty slaps it to short where Sanderson is able to scoop it, and they get Hernandez at first. He didn't look like he was hustling down the line too much. Maybe he's a little hurt or something, but that's going to be a 6-3 to finish the Lion third. So coming up for the Chaparrals in the bottom of the third will be Denton Apple, the center fielder. He'll get his first at bat here. And he'll be followed by the top of the order, Isaiah Foz, and then Peyton Sanderson. Mason Montgomery going to remain on the mound for Leander. If I start chattering here in the next hour or so, it's because I wore shorts today. Well, I worked from home. I telecommuted for the first time ever. And it's amazing how much work you can get done when nobody is disturbing you with phone calls and emails, etc. So, but I didn't have to put on pants. I wore shorts today. So.
Yeah, I brought my hoodie. I may be putting that on a little bit. You may have to go to your...
Yeah, there may be a moment when I have to make it out to the truck, but I think I can make it through. I've got a nice layer of seal blubber that'll keep me warm a little bit. So
you can run out, take a break, and go get your Leander Whoopie and get warm.
Yeah, or I could do some up downs or some some push-ups or run around a little bit and warm me up.
The sloth will get moving.
That's right. I've been trying to park out far away at places to walk, and I take the stairs at work. It makes a difference, but without getting out there and getting on the elliptical or running, I
don't remember when we came up with that, but you were talking about quickness, and I made that mention of being a sloth or something. I don't remember what the context, but that was pretty funny. I think we all are at this age.
Animals.
Yeah, I think we all are at this age a lot slower than what we used to be.
Well, you get to a certain age and you start moving in a quick manner, like it's a 1-1 count to Apple here. You start moving in a quick manner, and you make more mistakes because Apple gets hit by a pitch and he's on first. It's a I'll use an analogy. When I was trying to play some slow pitch softball, in my mind I knew what exactly I should be doing when the ball was coming to me, but the body, the reaction to the mind telling it what to do was a microseconds slower, and so that play was always a little bit harder than I remembered it being.
Mind and body didn't match up.
They don't sync up quite as well these days. The mind working like it's 15 or 20, and the body working more like it's my age. So I won't tell you what that is, but it's below 50, just barely. Montgomery goes over to first here to try to hold Apple on close there with no outs. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Isaiah Foz at the plate. Lions have gotten 2 of the runners in a pickle there coming off first base and looking to try to take advantage of that again. The Chaparrals were able to get 1 steal out of that from Foz, who's at the plate right now, waiting for a first pitch delivery from Montgomery, and here it is. It's a strike on the outside corner.
Good job by Montgomery mixing up his look over at first. You don't want to have the same routine, look over, pause a little bit longer, throw over quick, throw over slow.
Yeah, they'll pick up on it. And there's a throw to first. Foz at the plate. He singled in the first, stole second, was able to score on a Sanderson triple. 0-1 count. Montgomery delivers. It's inside for a ball, and Foz able to get out of the way of that one. The Lions would have had 2 runners on there for the Chaparrals on hit by pitches. Montgomery getting a little bit inside on that fastball on the righties. Looks over to first, 1-1 delivery. Fouled back, and Apple will come back.
He was taken off on that pitch.
Yeah,
hit and run on that call.
It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count here, as Foz fouled that pitch off back against the bricks, as you mentioned, and it bounced right back up to Clayton.
Yeah, we saw that the other night at the JV Blue game here. Ball popped right back to the catcher, got caught in a rundown, and our runner at third was tagged out because of that bounce off the wall.
You're not as familiar with the facility as they
are.
They catch him in a rundown, and Apple's going to he's going to turn back around, go to first, toss back to Hensley. Hensley's got him.
Great job.
So Apple is out in a rundown, and that is the 3rd time the Lions have been able to get a runner in a rundown. That'll be a 6-3 there to get Denton Apple. And so with 1 out, a 1-2 count, Foz steps back into the box. No runners on the bases now for the leadoff hitter.
You got to give a lot of credit to not only the infielders but also the pitcher, Mason Montgomery. He can have that slight pause as a left-handed pitcher, and if that runner's going, he can then toss it over to first. So great job picking up those signs.
You don't have to worry about him getting it over there in a hurry, throwing in the mid-90s if he wants. 2-2 delivery. Slapped foul by Foz to stay alive here. 1 out. You talk about the uniforms and the Westlake uniforms looking like the Dodgers. Foz, he reminds me of some Dodger players from the 70s.
He does.
Here's a pitch. One of them, Fernando Valenzuela, comes to mind. Now, of course, Foz is a right fielder. He doesn't pitch, but he's a big kid. Payoff pitch from Montgomery to Foz, and he misses the inside corner low, and Foz gets on with a walk. So 1 out. Coming to the plate will be Peyton Sanderson. He tripled his first at bat. He hit it to center field. It got over, or was that the one that went over to right field off Kellum, over Kellum's head? Yeah, that's what it was. He hit it just over Kellum's head.
Yeah.
That one, breaking pitch for a strike from Montgomery. Sanderson kind of backing out a little bit as the ball started inside, and as it broke across the plate,
yeah, just when we were talking about that, Kellum took about 3 steps back.
Well, Kellum is a smart kid. He's got a good memory. Montgomery over to first to keep Foz close. Foz, the only Westlake Chaparral able to get a steal out of the off of Montgomery so far. That breaking pitch on the outside corner.
Great job by Maddox framing that one on the outside corner.
0-2 count now to Sanderson. He gets a signal from his coach, and he steps into the box. The lefty facing the lefty. 0-2 delivery. Montgomery over to first quickly. Letting Foz know just because there's 2 strikes doesn't mean you get to just take off.
See if Montgomery can get the out by himself right here.
0-2 delivery and gets him swinging.
There it is.
Sanderson was swinging for the fence, could not catch up to that fastball. And that is only the second strikeout for Mason tonight, which is an atypical evening for Montgomery, as he tends to strike out a lot of hitters. Give credit to Westlake there, as they're able to put the bat on the ball.
But you can also put 3 more outs on Mason Montgomery for getting that throw to first base and getting that pickoff.
That's true. Well, he's covered up for some of his walks or hit by pitches by picking those guys off. That first delivery, a strike to Dunlap on the outside corner there. He was taken. Montgomery wants to talk to his catcher, Clayton Maddox. He has an idea about getting Foz off here at first. We'll see. Always makes me a little nervous in the middle of a count when they go meet. Trying to set up the runner is usually what it means. Although it could be a signal discrepancy. There's a pitch over or throw over to first. Count remains 0-1 here to Dunlop. Dunlop playing left field. His first at bat he sacrificed to center.
Good looking curveball, but just a little low.
It did. It stayed low in the zone, but that was a wicked pitch. It's amazing how much movement you can put on a baseball, and Montgomery puts just a little more than the average person. 1-1 delivery on the lower part of the middle of the plate for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Dunlap. You like to see Montgomery just get out of here with a strikeout.
Yeah, just bring it right here and strike 3, see if you can get him.
You know he's going to come with it. 1-2 delivery. He goes over to first. Tries to get Foz off the bag. Foz in safe.
Yeah, that's one of those times when a coach may send the runner with 2 strikes and 2 outs. If he gets second, great. If not, you have a key hitter still up at the plate.
Here's the pitch home. Slap to center, and it's deep. Deep center. And it's at the bottom of the wall. That'll score Foz from first. And it's a stand-up double for Dunlop.
Yeah, that almost made it over the. We got a tall wall out there in center field. That hit just right at the base of that wall.
And, you know, that's one, the wind is blowing in. It's not blowing in a lot, but you got to think it knocked it down a little bit, which is fortunate if you're Leander. But that'll add to the Westlake lead here, 3-1. Coming to the plate now will be Ford Elliott with runner at second in Luke Dunlop. Montgomery winds and delivers home. Slapped up the middle. Beltran is able to get it, not quite, and the runner will score from second, Dunlop. And it's now a 4-1 game. And that'll be a single for Elliott and an RBI.
Yeah, big difference was, I believe, a 1-2 count on Dunlop. And Montgomery left it up a little bit high on that fastball, drove it out for a double, got a run in, and now another base hit for another run. So, yeah, one pitch, big difference, and two more runs on the board.
Well, Beltran had been trying to cover second on a pickoff move, and he was moving back to position. Then he had to readjust and come back to the middle. That pass ball will advance Elliott over to second. So Gutierrez with a 1-0 count. But as I was mentioning, AB was moving back to position, and then he had to stop and adjust. And when he did, he was able to get a glove on the ball, but the bounce and the adjustment he was having to make, it got by him for the base hit. That nice breaking pitch for a strike there. It's an 0-2 count to Gutierrez. Gutierrez, the catcher for Westlake in all of the games this series. Montgomery with an 0-2 delivery here. Outside for a ball. It's a 1-2 count now to Rigo Gutierrez. Lions needing to get out of here without giving up any more runs here. The score 4-1. Montgomery waves off the first signal from Maddox, takes the second, looks back at second, winds, 1-2 delivery, foul by Gutierrez. Count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes to the catcher.
Lions need to get out of this inning fast. Don't need any more runs coming across.
And they've got a speedy base runner there at second, Elliott. Nice breaking pitch. Oh, Montgomery thought that one caught the outside corner. So did I. Umpire doesn't move on the signal. It's a 2-2 count now. That was a pretty wicked pitch.
Needs to focus here and get this third strike if he can.
2-2 delivery coming. Montgomery delivers, the runner going, but he goes down swinging. Gutierrez is down swinging. The Lions will move to the top of the fourth, but they gave up 2 runs and now trail the Westlake Chaparrals 4-1. Coming to the plate for Leander will be Alex Young, the center fielder. He'll be followed by Noah Kellum. Then we'll get back to the top of the order with Noel Salazar. From Westlake High School, we'll take a break. You're listening to Leander Line Baseball, SHN Sports. We'll be right back.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp here, Director of Operations with SHN Sports. Need a friendly reminder of upcoming broadcasts? We have a simple solution. Join the SHN VIP list today. Stay up to date with upcoming broadcasts, events, and other exclusive content. Visit shnsports.com/VIP. That's shnsports.com/VIP.
Safe driving should be rewarded. That's Allstate's stand. Contact your local Allstate agent, Amy Maddox, at 512-257-1753. You're in good hands with Allstate.
This is Coach Grissom, and you're listening to Leander Line Baseball on SHN Sports.
Welcome back to Westlake High School, where the Lions get ready to open the fourth here. Alex Young will be the first hitter in the fourth here for the Lions. He's played in 22 games. 54 plate appearances. He's had 46 at-bats, 11 hits, 9 of which have been singles. He's had a double and a triple. He's driven in 7 runs and scored 4, hitting .239 on the year, has a 300 on-base percentage. Right-handed senior center fielder at the plate to face Savino, the starter for the Chaparrals, Dylan Savino. Savino's given up 5 hits to the Lions and only 1 run. And he leads here 4-1. First pitch delivery to Young, slapped in the gap. The second baseman able to get over and make the play. Ford Elliott showing his range there. And the first out here in the fourth is recorded on the 4-3. After 1 pitch. So Noah Kellum will come to the plate with 1 out. He's the right fielder for the Lions. Kellum flew out to shortstop. He almost got a base hit on his first at bat, and the shortstop Sanderson was able to make a heck of a play there to make the catch, or else Kellum would have driven in a run. 1-0 count here. Savino delivers inside and low for a ball. It's a 2-0 count. It is turning into a nice evening here, weather-wise at least. Kellum bounces one to second, and Elliott with a high throw, but Surf is able to get up and down to make the catch for the second 4-3 put out here in the fourth inning. Lions with 2 outs now will bring up Noel Salazar to the plate.
Number 16, Noel Salazar.
Yeah, the weather temperature has dropped about 75 degrees, and with the wind, it feels a little cooler than that. I had to put the hoodie on.
Did you say 75 degrees?
75 degrees.
That one fouled off by Salazar. for a strike here in the count.
Feels a lot cooler than that, that's for sure.
0-1 count. Yeah, I think that wind is a little chilly here. It's kind of coming from a northeasterly direction, I guess. Or it's kind of an easterly wind, I guess. It's hard to tell direction the way the stadium's pointed. It's a 2-1 count now to Salazar as he takes that one high. Can't quite see my box score as well as I could earlier. 2-1 delivery from Savino on the outside corner for a strike. Count even at 2 now for Salazar here with 2 outs. The Lions have rallied each inning with 2 outs. I've only been able to score one run so far, though. 2-2 delivery. They get him on the inside corner. That looked like it was a little bit high, but Salazar looking there, goes down for the 3rd out of the 4th inning. So we'll head to the bottom of the 4th, where the Chaparrals will bring up Taylor Anderson, the 3rd baseman, followed by Garrett Ayler and Bobby Surface. I'll mention our sponsors again here. We're about midway through the game. These sponsors help defray a lot of costs related with Leander's baseball program. We ask you support these businesses with your business. They include Lowe's, Leander Orthodontics, Take 5 Haircuts, Timmons Insurance Agency, Malik & Company, Texas Spine and Injury Center, Austin Simply Fit, and Allstate with Amy Maddox. So as we come up here in the top of the bottom of the 4th is where we're headed. The Chaparrals are bringing up Taylor Anderson, who struck out. He's actually been to the plate twice, but his at-bat didn't get completed in the first as the Lions were able to pick off a runner for that 3rd out. So he came back up and struck out in the 2nd on 5 pitches. He'll be followed by Garrett Ayler, who walked in his first at-bat, and then Bobby Surface, who grounded into a 4-6-3 in the 2nd inning to allow the Lions to close that out.
The difference in the ball game, as we talked about earlier, leaving those base runners on so far, Chaparrals have 4 hits, 4 runs, 1 error on Leander, but they've only left 1 on base. Compare that to Leander with 1 run, 5 hits, no errors by the defense for the Chaparrals, but Lions have left 6 on base.
It's been the Lions' the bane of their existence in this series, especially here against the Chaparrals, although it happened a little bit in the Lake Travis series as well. 2-0 count here to the first hitter in the 4th for the Chaparrals, Taylor Anderson. Montgomery starts the windup here, 2-0 delivery. Gets a strike on that pitch. It's a 2-1 count now. As I mentioned, Anderson struck out his first at bat. He had a triple in the game on Saturday. That delivery outside and low. It's a 3-1 count. You don't want to put Anderson on. He's got good foot speed. Of the Westlake players, he's probably the one guy you're going to have a hard time getting in that little pickle. That one fouled off by Anderson as Montgomery brought a heater right on the inside corner. It's going to run the count full here with no outs. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Chaparrals lead the Lions 4-1. Lions continue District 25 6A play on Friday when they open a 3-game series at Lehman. Big cut from Anderson. He goes down swinging for the first out, and that's his 2nd strikeout against Montgomery here tonight, as Montgomery has Anderson's number at least. Coming to the plate now, Garrett Ayler. Ayler walked and was thrown out at 2nd as part of a 6-4-3 double play in his first at bat of the evening. Montgomery winds and delivers. Big breaking pitch for a strike. Started way up and outside and just broke right across the plate. I love that pitch. I think it doesn't get thrown enough. 0-1 count now. Montgomery starts his windup. There's the delivery. Gets the inside corner with the same pitch. It's an 0-2 count now to Ayler. I kind of felt a little bit of moisture in the air. Maybe it was a raindrop or something. Maybe it's somebody just spitting.
Could be.
We're at a baseball field and the wind is blowing. It could have been anything. Slap foul by Ayler there on that delivery.
Tried to catch him with the fastball low and just enough to foul it off on the first base side.
Yeah, Ayler's got pretty good bat speed and some significant power. I'd like to see that breaking pitch again here from Montgomery on the 0-2 count. He starts to wind up. There's a delivery, and there it is. And he gets Ayler looking with it. You know, that thing, if he's pitching and he's on with it, that thing is difficult to hit. And if it's timed well as far as in the count, some nasty stuff, man.
It is. When he's bringing the fastball, then he throws that hard curve that breaks over. Tough to hit.
So Bobby Surface comes to the plate now. He grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in his first at bat. There's the first delivery, strike on the outside corner. And Montgomery's starting to feel it here, and the Lions just really need to get some runs across. If they can get Montgomery in a groove here and get to dealing as he does, then they could really rally here.
Ooh,
well, that delivery
another good-looking
just
pitch.
A little bit low in the strike zone for a ball. It definitely had the outside corner, but it was a little low. 1-1 count now. Montgomery starts the windup. Here's the delivery. Swinging and missing on the second one is Surface. It's a 1-2 count now.
Blew that one right by him. Nice hard fastball outside part of the plate about knee high.
Yeah, throw that breaking pitch here and get out of the inning. I'd like to see him strike out all three hitters here. That one, a little bit on that off. It was a breaking pitch, but he put a little bit on it, and it got into the dirt inside for a ball.
Not a bad pitch there.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, you know, Surface just did a good job of laying off of it.
He did. That's a tough pitch to lay off of, especially if it's coming over the plate.
With 2 strikes. So we got a 2-2 count here. And
There
gets
it
him
is.
looking, and he strikes out the side, and you like to see that from your starter this deep in the game. And we'll go to the top of the 5th inning here, where the Lions will bring up Mason Montgomery, followed by Hudson Ruin and then Joel Rios. We'll take a quick break here. You're listening to Leander Lions Baseball on SHN Sports. We'll be right back.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp here, Director of Operations with SHN Sports. Need a friendly reminder of upcoming broadcasts? We have a simple solution. Join the SHN VIP list today. Stay up to date with upcoming broadcasts, events, and other exclusive content. Visit shnsports.com/VIP. That's shnsports.com/VIP.
Safe driving should be rewarded. That's Allstate's stand. Contact your local Allstate agent, Amy Maddox, at 512-257-1753. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hi, this is Coach King. You're listening to Leander Lions Baseball on SHN Sports.
Welcome back here to Chaparral Field here at Westlake High School, where the Lions trail the Westlake Chaparrals 4-1 heading into the 5th inning. Lions really needing to get a win here, having dropped the first 2 in this 3-game series. So Montgomery is going to lead off here in the 5th for the Lions. Montgomery opened the game with a double and was scored when Rios had a single a couple of hitters later for the Lions' only run. You're waiting on the delivery from Savino. Here's the first pitch, slapped to the shortstop, who was able to scoop it and fire over to first to get Montgomery on the 4-3, or 6-3 rather, to open the 5th, and the Lions have an out here early on one pitch.
Yeah, the infield was shifting that way, and the center field was also shifted to his right, trying to have Mason hit across the field to the left side. And he pitched outside, and he hit it there, so they actually did a pretty good job on that, pitching outside to him and having him drive it towards the shortstop, and the center field was over there behind him in case he got a hold of one.
Well, Ruin up to the plate now, takes the ball on his first delivery from Savino. 1-0 count. no runners on here with 1 out. That delivery low and inside and quickly up in the count. Ruin 2 balls and a strike. Looks over to get a signal from Coach Grissom at third and steps back into the box. Savino winds and delivers. High and inside for a ball, and it is a 3-ball, no strike count for the DH, Hudson Ruin. Big opportunity here to try to get on base. 3-0 delivery. Gets a strike across the outside corner. Does Savino, and the count runs to 3 balls and a strike. Savino taking his time, starts the windup, delivers a 3-1 pitch, and it's low and inside, and Ruin is on with a walk.
That's what they need to get someone on base, get him out of his rhythm.
Rio's coming to the plate now. He's has the only RBI for the Lions tonight as he got a single driving in Montgomery in the first. He grounded into a 4-3 in the third in his second at bat. So here he is, third at bat on the night versus Dylan Savino, the starter for Westlake. The righty starts his windup, delivers home, low and outside for a ball. Rios has a very good eye. Coach Grissom has mentioned a couple of times, impressed with his hand-eye coordination, especially defensively at third base. But even at the plate, 1-0 count here. Savino delivers. Dribbled to the second baseman. Elliott able to get it over to Surface for the out, and they barely get Rios as Surface had to scoop that one out of the dirt as Elliott tossed it to him in the dirt, and advances the runner, Ruin, over to second base, but the Lions have 2 outs now for Beltran.
See if Beltran can come up big here and get a base hit and get another run across for Leander.
Got to really take advantage as we're running out of innings here. We're in the top of the 5th.
Have good speed on second with Mason Montgomery. He'll probably be getting a pretty big lead out second. See if they try and keep him close. But with 2 outs, defensively, you want to have your fielders in position to get that third out.
Yeah, get him at first. You'd like to see him lift one out of the infield here because that would certainly score Montgomery. If he can just get it up over the infield and short of the outfielders or in the gap there in the outfield. First delivery from Savino, a ball.
Savino's done a good job of getting out of these innings with runners on the bases, but he's also had a lot of help from some great defensive plays, one by the shortstop, one by the center fielder on some balls with just another 6-8 inches, and they'd be base hits.
Yeah, it's very similar to his outing on Friday against the Lions when the Lions stranded all the base runners. They'd have runners on and he'd work his way out, mostly because of great defensive plays, although he did work in a timely strikeout here and there. One delivery here to Beltran, high for a ball. So Beltran works the count to 2 balls and a strike here with 2 outs and a runner on second base. Umpires gives the signal of the count over to Coach Grissom at third. It is 2 balls and a strike. Savino waiting on the signal from his catcher, Rigo Gutierrez. He takes that, starts the windup. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Slap foul into the green belt over here behind the batter's cages to even the count at 2.
They don't seem too worried about Mason Montgomery at second base. They're looking for that ground ball, that third out.
Yeah, that's where Beltran needs to put it in one of these holes. The middle infielders have shown good range defensively for the Westlake Chaparrals, and so you kind of want to see him lifted out of the infield if you can here. 2-2 delivery coming up from Dylan Savino. Decides to step off the rubber and force Montgomery back to second.
Montgomery was dancing around back there, daring him to make that turn and throw.
He was distracting him.
Second baseman wasn't really moving over to cover at all.
Whatever it takes here to get a base hit. 2-2 delivery. Beltran chops it to Savino, who scoops it and gets it over to Surface for the 1-3 to close out the Lion 5th. And so the Lions leave another runner on here In the fifth, we'll move to the bottom of the fifth where the Chaparrals will bring to the plate Denton Apple, followed by Isaiah Foz and Peyton Sanderson. You're listening to Leander Line Baseball on SHN Sports. We'll be right back.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp here, Director of Operations with SHN Sports. Need a friendly reminder of upcoming broadcasts? We have a simple solution. Join the SHN VIP list today. Stay up to date with upcoming broadcasts, events, and other exclusive content. Visit shnsports.com/VIP. That's shnsports.com/VIP.
Safe driving should be rewarded. That's Allstate's stand. Contact your local Allstate agent, Amy Maddox, at 512-257-1753. You're in good hands with Allstate.
It's Coach Cano. You're watching the Leander Lions on SHN Sports. Go Lions.
Welcome back to Westlake High School here, where the Lions trail the Chaparrals 4-1 here as we go into the bottom of the fifth inning. Coming to the plate for the Chaparrals will be Denton Apple.
We need another inning like last inning. 3 quick outs, 3 strikeouts by Mason Montgomery. Leander's down, trailing by 3 with only 6 outs left when they're batting.
First delivery there from Montgomery to Apple is a strike.
They can't afford to give Westlake another run here.
Apple grounded into a 6-3, or he was hit by a pitch and then thrown out in a rundown in a 6-3. That delivery there from Montgomery outside to run the count even at 1. Montgomery starts the windup here to Apple, delivers. Slap to left field, and that one may get out of here, and it does. It's over the left field wall. Denton Apple with a solo homer here to open the Westlake fifth, the bottom of the fifth, and that'll give the Chaparrals a 5-1 lead and bring to the plate Isaiah Foz, the right fielder. Foz got a single in the first, stole a base and scored a run, and then in the third inning he was walked and scored a run. So he's had a pretty good night for the Chaparrals here. Lions looking to get Foz out here for the first time this evening. Yeah, Apple jumped all over that pitch and drove it over the left field wall.
Yeah, there's no doubt that it was going to be a hit. It was just, is it going to get over that left field wall? And it did. It cleared it by about 5 feet.
First delivery to Foz, a ball a little bit low from Montgomery. 1-0 count now to the leadoff hitter. That delivery, a strike right down the middle. That'll even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike here. No outs. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning. Lions can ill afford to give up any more runs here, trailing by 4. That delivery just misses the strike zone low, I guess, because it looked like a strike to me. 2-1 count to Foz. Foz has shown good defense for the Chaparrals throughout the series. That delivery low and inside for a ball, and he's got a 3-1 count now against Montgomery. Montgomery working a little more slowly on the mound right now. 3-1 delivery. Misses the outside corner, and Foz gets his second walk of the evening. Second in a row. Coming to the plate now will be Peyton Sanderson, the shortstop. He hit a triple to drive in Foz in the first and scored a couple of hitters later, and then he struck out swinging in the third. This is his third at bat against Montgomery. Montgomery delivers the first pitch. Nice breaking pitch for a strike. I love that pitch, man. He could throw that almost every time.
It looks good when it's on, that's for sure.
0-1 delivery now coming up from Montgomery as he looks over to Foz at first. Trying to get him in a pickoff move. Delivers home a little bit low for a ball that'll even the count at 1. He just missed that strike zone, a little bit low there. We got a 1-1 delivery coming up from Montgomery. He throws the first to try to get Foz. Foz back quickly. Didn't catch him in the rundown as they've done a few times of other Chaparral base runners. 1-1 count. Here's the windup and the pitch. Gets the inside corner. It's going to be a 1-ball, 2-strike count now to Peyton Sanderson, the shortstop.
Middle infield playing for the double play. Rios just on the edge of the grass at third, but about 15, 20 feet off the line.
Looking to try to get a double play here if we can, looks like. Lions have already turned 1 tonight. 1-2 delivery coming up to Peyton Sanderson. Montgomery looks at first, delivers home, gets him swinging, and they throw to second on the steal attempt, and Foz is in safely on the steal attempt with his second stolen base. But the Lions get the first out here as Sanderson goes down swinging. And coming to the plate now will be Luke Dunlop. Dunlop had a sacrifice fly to drive in a run in the first, and then he doubled, got an RBI there, his second of the evening, and scored a run in the third. So Dunlop having a pretty good night at the plate as well. First delivery on the outside for a ball. I wonder where Montgomery's pitch count is to this point. 1-0 delivery coming up from Montgomery. Inside for a ball. Dunlop lays off of it. The count's now 2 balls and a strike. Or 2 balls and no strikes, rather.
Last 2 pitches have been curveballs from Mason Montgomery. 1 outside, 1 inside.
Here goes the 2-0 delivery with a fastball in the outside corner. Called strike. 2-1 count now. Yeah, he was just missing the edges there with that breaking pitch, so he went to the fastball and he was able to get the outside edge there. Not sure what's going on over here at the football stadium, but the throw gets into left field on the steal attempt by Foz, and he's coming home and he's going to score. And the Lions give up another run here on a throw attempt from Maddox to Rios at third on the steal by Foz. Count's going to be 3 balls and a strike now to Dunlop. There's no runners on. Score's now 6-1. Montgomery starts the windup. He delivers. Slap foul by Dunlop. That's going to run the count full. Montgomery has a strikeout here, the only out in the inning. The Lions have given up 2 runs here in the 5th. Montgomery winds and delivers. Kind of pulled on the swing, but he
check
fouled
swing,
it. Yeah,
check swing and fouled it off towards first base dugout.
He stays alive. Well, this is a tough series for the Lions. 3-2 delivery coming up from Montgomery. And he gets Dunlop swinging for the second out here in the Westlake 5th. Coming up will be Ford Elliott, the second baseman. Elliott grounded into a, he got hit by a pitch in the first, so he was on first and got picked off by the pickoff move to first, and then he came up again in the third. He got a single and drove in a run there, advanced over to second before he was stranded. First delivery by Montgomery. Strike on the outside corner. Elliott down 0-1 to the Lions starter here with 2 outs. Second pitch delivery. Breaking pitch for a strike. Nice pitch. A good timed choice there of choosing that pitch. And, the wind it's bizarre. You see the flag, it's just dead now.
It is. No breeze at all.
0-2 count. Montgomery delivers. Slap foul out of play. So Elliott will stay alive here. The count will remain No balls and 2 strikes here with 2 outs. The Lions have given up a couple of runs in 3 different innings. Otherwise, this is a very much a close game. They let the Chaparrals get out early and have allowed them to add to their lead a couple of different times throughout the game. Our score is 6-1. 1-2 delivery here from Montgomery. And they get him swinging for the 3rd out. Oh, that's the 2nd strike. Oh, that is the
That's the third strike.
I thought so, but the hitter's staying at the plate. They threw me off. Elliott wasn't sure what was going on, but he got caught swinging there. It was a drop 3rd strike. Maddox was able to scoop it up and get it over to Hensley. And so we'll head to the top of the 6th inning, where the Lions are running out of at-bats here to try to rally. Coming to the plate to start the 6th will be Hensley. He'll be followed by Hernandez and then Young. We'll take a quick break here on SHN Sports. You're listening to Leander Line Baseball. We'll be right back.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp here, Director of Operations with SHN Sports. Need a friendly reminder of upcoming broadcasts? We have a simple solution. Join the SHN VIP list today. Stay up to date with upcoming broadcasts, events, and other exclusive content. Visit shnsports.com/VIP. That's shnsports.com/VIP.
Safe driving should be rewarded. That's Allstate's stand. Contact your local Allstate agent, Amy Maddox, at 512-257-1753. You're in good hands with Allstate.
This is Coach Grissom, and you're listening to Leander Line Baseball on SHN Sports.
Welcome back to Westlake High School, where the Lions trail the Chaparrals here 6-1 in Game 3 of the 3-game series. Coming to the plate now for the Lions will be Alex Hensley. Alex grounded into a 6-4 fielder's choice in the first. He singled in the third. I believe he singled with 2 outs there and ended up being stranded on first. So he's 1 for 2 on the evening. Comes to the plate to face Savino for the 3rd time. No runners on here to open. Obviously, no runners on as you open the 6th inning.
Well, Leander needs a spark. They need to get something going and sustain it. They've left 7 people on base, and on the other side, Westlake has left 1 person on base.
Yeah, it's a kind of a little bit of a broken record in this series here. That delivery from Savino outside for a ball to Hensley.
And that comes down to timely hits, defensive plays, good pitches, just little things here and there that add up throughout the game.
You always hear how football is a game of inches. I think baseball might even be more so a game of inches, because you've seen a couple of times the Lions had opportunities to get runs across, and we saw great plays by outfielders from the Chaparrals as well as infielders, specifically there at shortstop where Sanderson and Elliott there at second, showing a lot of range in the middle infield. Hensley takes that pitch low and outside for a ball. The count is now 2-0. So the Lions just need to continue to grind, and some of those are going to start falling our way. 2-0 delivery. Savino gets a strike with that fastball. He's still got some heat.
He does. He can bring it at times, and it looks like it's getting there pretty quickly compared to his motion.
That one a strike as well, as Hensley is even in the count now after taking a couple of fastballs. 2-2 count. Dylan Savino, the pitcher, starts the windup for the Chaparrals. Here's the pitch. It's outside. The drop 3rd strike as Hensley did go around. Gutierrez is able to get the ball to surface to get Hensley on the strikeout. Hensley thought about pulling back on that swing, but he couldn't. He ended up breaking his wrist and going around. The pitch from Savino was in the dirt, but Gutierrez able to get over to it and get it to surface. Now Hernandez coming up here with 1 out in the Lions' 6th. No runners. Savino starts the windup and delivers. Slapped to Ford Elliott at second. He's able to scoop it up and get it over to Surface for the second out here in the line sixth. The 4-3, and the Lions are down to their last 4 outs here in this series, unless they can extend it somehow by tying the score between now and the end of that 7th inning. Alex Young at the plate for the Lions here with 2 outs. He had a sacrifice to move a runner over in the second. He grounded into a 4-3 in the 4th. Swinging on that first delivery from Savino for a strike. Looked like he got a piece of it, but it went foul. No balls and a strike here to Young, the center fielder. He's in the box to face Savino. Savino starts the windup. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. The count evens up at 1. There's a windup. Savino delivers that one outside. It's a 2-1 count now. Young being very selective here. Those pitches are pretty close. That front outside corner is tricky. 2-1 delivery here from Savino. Slapped in to third, where Anderson scoops it up on the second hop. And he gets the throw over to Surface. And the Lions go down 1-2-3 in the 6th. That is a 5-3 to close out the Lions in the 6th. The Chaparrals will come up next. In the bottom of the 6th, they'll bring up Rigo Gutierrez, the catcher. He'll be followed by Taylor Anderson. And then Garrett Ayler will come to the plate. And that's obviously contingent on any pinch hitters. I'll mention our Grand Slam sponsors here as we near the end of the game. Remember, these sponsors assist in defraying the costs related to running a baseball program here at Leander. So if you can support these businesses, then please do. They include Lowe's, Leander Orthodontics, Take 5 Haircuts, Timmons Insurance Agency, Malik & Company, Texas Spine and Injury Center, Austin Simply Fit, and Allstate with Amy Maddox.
We have a change of pitchers now. Noah Kellum coming in to pitch, another hard-throwing left-hander. Mason Montgomery ended with 9 strikeouts. He struck out the side in both the 4th and 5th innings, but they got 2 runs in that 5th inning to go up 6-1.
You know, he ended up with a lot more strikeouts than it looked like he was on pace for, and it's because he did strike out the side a couple of times late in his start here tonight. But, 9 strikeouts on any night's a pretty good outing. But, Montgomery averages somewhere around 12 or 13 or more when he's pitching. So a little bit off night for Mason. The Chaparrals able to scrape across a couple of runs on Montgomery in 3 different innings tonight, and as a result, they lead the Lions 6-1. And we've mentioned the Lions have had a bit of a problem stranding runners over at least the last few games here against the Chaparrals, and hopefully they get that turnaround going into the last inning and their last at bat in the 7th. But first, we got to get the outs here to get to that at bat. Just want to mention updates on the JV Red. They lost to Westlake 1-3 tonight, 3-1, and they are 14-6 on the year.
Having a good year.
Yeah, it's a pretty good club there at the freshman level for the Lions. First delivery fouled by Gutierrez as he thought about pulling his swing, but it was too late, and he put the bat on the ball. So it's an 0-1 count. Second delivery from Kellum, slap to AB at second. He tosses it over to Ellis at first for the 4-3. And the first out for the Chaparrals here in the 6th inning. So Anderson coming to the plate now for the Chaparrals. He struck out twice in his 2 at-bats against Montgomery. This will be his first at-bat facing Noah Kellum tonight. Kellum starts his windup, delivers the first pitch. Strike. Nice pitch as it started up high and inside and broke right across the plate. Anderson looking at an 0-1 count here. Kellum delivers outside. Count evens up at 1. The Lions really need to get these outs and get to the plate, put some runners on. Let's get a rally going. 1-1 delivery here from Kellum. High fly ball. Beltran gets underneath it and misses the play as he was looking to scoop the ball out of his glove. And, wow, Anderson is on safe there.
Yeah, it looks like he took his eye off of it right at the last minute. It was a high fly ball. The wind picked up a little bit. It kind of came back in towards the infield, but he got under it. But somehow it didn't find the bottom of his glove.
Yeah, it kind of looked like it might have blown a little bit, tailed away right at the last second. That's an error on the line second baseman here, the third tonight for Leander. Quick throw from Kellum over to first. Try to get Anderson off the bag, and he's in safe. We got a 1-1 count. Garrett Ayler at the plate now for Westlake. He walked in the second and struck out looking in the fourth. First delivery from Kellum, or that delivery from Kellum, a ball. I think that was the first pitch. No, it's a 2-1 count to Ayler.
No, they're resetting it. It's
okay, that's what I was going to say.
1 ball and no strikes.
I was going to say I missed some pitches then. Unless they were counting those pitches, those throws over to first as pitches. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here. There's a runner on first for the Chaparrals. Ayler, the DH at the plate. Kellum delivers. Gets a strike on the outside corner. Count will even up now.
Yeah, Kellum's got a good curveball. Throws it hard, but it breaks over the plate. He's done a good job this year controlling that pitch.
He's got 3 saves on the season and closed out a couple of other games. Those 3 saves in district play. So 3 of the 4 games the Lions have won come with a save from Kellum. Big swing from Ayler there for the second strike of the at-bat. So it's going to be 1 ball and 2 strikes. Anderson on first for the Chaparrals here with 1 out. Kellum looks that way, delivers home.
Good looking pitch.
Yeah, just missed the outside corner there. Count evens up at 2 with an out.
See if Kellum brings that breaking pitch again here. That's kind of his go-to pitch throughout the season.
It's a 2-2 count here. Opportunity to get a strikeout here. Decides to go to first and keep Anderson honest over there. Kellum looks to first, starts the windup, delivers home. Gets Ayler swinging for the 3rd out, and they throw it to second as the runner tries to advance, and they get him. Double play, and that'll finish the side. And the Lions will go into the 7th for their potential last 3 outs. Down 6-1. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Leander Lion Baseball on SHN Sports.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp here, Director of Operations with SHN Sports. Need a friendly reminder of upcoming broadcasts? We have a simple solution. Join the SHN VIP list today. Stay up to date with upcoming broadcasts, events, and other exclusive content. Visit shnsports.com/VIP. That's shnsports.com/VIP.
Safe driving should be rewarded. That's Allstate's stand. Contact your local Allstate agent, Amy Maddox, at 512-257-1753. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hi, this is Coach King. You're listening to Leander Lions Baseball on SHN Sports.
Welcome back to Chaparral Stadium here at Westlake High School. Trying to see, I think Yeah, Savino is still on the mound for Westlake. He's going to try to see if he can get him a complete game here. He's definitely got a chance to get a win here over the Lions as Kellum steps to the plate for Leander here to open the 7th inning.
Some of the Westlake fans are packing up to go, so let's see if that's a jinx.
Hopefully. We'll take anything at this point. Savino starts the windup. First delivery to Kellum outside for a ball. Way outside. Just a bit outside.
Yeah, Kellum needs to help himself out right here. Help the Lions out. Let's get on base one way or another.
1-0 delivery from Savino. Slap foul. Count evens up at 1 now. We'll get back to the top of the order, so the Lions really have their hitters, hitter's row coming up. And Kellum, pretty good hitter himself, so the Lions have an opportunity here. 1-1 delivery from Savino. Slap to left field, and it will be an out.
Nice hard shot. Line drive out to the left fielder, Apple, who didn't have to move much, but that was a good hit.
Yep. Still an out, though, for the Lions here. Fly ball to left field for Kellum, and Salazar will come to the plate now for the Lions. He struck out in the first. He walked, was stranded at second in the second.
We have a pinch hitter.
And he struck out swinging in the third, and it doesn't matter because we do have another hitter coming up, and that's 22 for Leander.
Cano, Jared Cano.
Jared Cano at the plate. And why not? Let's try to get something going here. 0-1 count to Cano as Savino winds and delivers. And it's an 0-2 count as Cano down in the count quickly here in the 7th. Lions got to get base runners. That one a high for a ball. Gutierrez trying to frame it there, but he couldn't get it down. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cano. Here's the windup and the pitch. Low for a ball. The count is even up at 2. Cano battling here. 2-2 delivery from Savino. Again, Cano staying alive as he fouls it off.
Right on that pitch. See if he can get next one and drive it out to right center field.
Lions got to get base runners before you can score runs, and Cano has an opportunity here. 2-2 delivery. Slap to third. It's a base hit for Jared Cano, just like we said. There's your base runner. And Cano taking advantage of the pinch hit opportunity to give the Lions a base runner. And we have a second pinch hitter, and it's Charlie McCabe coming in to pinch hit for Mason Montgomery. So McCabe with a runner on and 1 out steps into the right-handed hitter side of the batter's boxes to face Dylan Savino. Here's the first pitch, high for a ball. And Coach Grissom going into his bench a little bit here to try to get a spark. Got something from Cano. Let's see what McCabe can do here. That delivery outside, and he's up in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Part of coaching is trying to figure out which guy is hot at the right time. Very difficult. 2-0 count. Slap to third, and Anderson knocks it down, but the Lions are able to get both runners on, and the ball gets thrown into the dugout. And so the runner, Cano, will advance to third on the base hit by Charlie McCabe.
Great job by Cano and McCabe coming in and hitting the ball hard, both of them.
They're going to call that an error on the scorecard. I'm going to score it a hit in my scorebook because that was just a drill to third. Anderson did an excellent job just to knock it down and be able to have an attempt at a throw there. He pulled the first baseman surface off the bag, but it didn't matter as McCabe had hustled down the line anyway, and we have another pinch hitter coming in for the Lions, and that's going to be number 2, and that is Tyler Karros.
Let's see if we can keep the streak going.
Karros fouls the first delivery back for the first strike of the at-bat. The Lions have runners on the corners here with one out. A little bit of a rally here as the Lions are battling. You know, this team is a scrappy team. They're not ever going to give up.
Yeah, great job by Cano and McCabe coming in, not swinging it all tonight, coming in and putting the bat on the ball.
Yeah, and putting it just hard hits down on that hot corner at third. See if Karros can do the same thing. Maybe he'll lift it up over Anderson here. That delivery, a ball. That'll count will even up at 1. You know, McCabe over at first is very speedy. He's often the courtesy runner for catchers and pitchers when they get hits, and it's because he's a good base runner, an intelligent base runner. He's also fast. He thinks about going on that pitch. That one outside. 2 balls and a strike. The home crowd not real happy with the home plate calls there.
Both of those were clearly balls, so good job. Good job at the plate laying off those pitches.
Looking at them through their home team colored glasses. That one fouled off by Karros. The count now 2 balls and 2 strikes here with 1 out. So 2-2 delivery coming up from Savino. Outside for a ball. The count is full now to Karros as the line pinch hitters have really battled here at the plate in this potentially the last inning. The Lions on deck have another pinch hitter in Griffin Evans coming up. Savino, payoff pitch.
Ooh.
And it's off the bat, foul tipped.
Thrown behind his head.
That would have easily been a walk for Karros. It would have loaded the bases, but he leaned forward to avoid the hit in the noggin, and when he did, the bat was right there and the ball hit the bat. That has been the Lions' luck, especially in this series.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That would have been bases loaded with 1 out.
Griffin Evans with an opportunity had that been a ball, but we'll see what Karros does here. Is he might just go on ahead and say, hey, thanks for the extra swing as I'm about to take it over the left field wall here. A little bit of a breeze, not much. Savino, payoff pitch, slapped high and foul. It's going to get out of play. Karros will stay alive there with a full count. We'll have another payoff pitch coming up here from Savino to Tyler Karros. Lions trying to battle back in this late in the game here in the 7th. Savino starts the windup here. Payoff pitch.
Oh.
Get Karros looking. Looked like it was a little bit low, but they're going to call that a 3rd strike. That'll be the 2nd out here in the Lions 7th. The Lions down to their last out here. Griffin Evans coming to the plate in a pinch hit role.
Looks like they're going to bring in the closer for the last out, surprisingly. May have been up in his pitch count.
Yeah,
reason they pull him, but he did a good job battling the whole game with runners on base. He was able to get out of the inning. So good performance tonight by Savino.
They're going to bring in Hudson Forrest to try to close the game out here. We'll take a break here while Hudson Forrest warms up. You're listening to SHN Sports. This is Leander Line Baseball. We'll be right back.
Thousands of listeners, laser-focused marketing, and showing a high level of community involvement. Those are a few of many reasons to advertise with SHN Sports. We strive to keep our broadcast as affordable as possible, and your support makes that happen. Please consider advertising with SHN Sports. Email rob@shnsports.com. That's rob@shnsports.com. We have a solution for everyone.
Safe driving should be rewarded. That's Allstate's stand. Contact your local Allstate agent, Amy Maddox, at 512 888-257-1753. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hi, this is Coach King. You're listening to Leander Lions Baseball on SHN Sports.
Welcome back to Westlake Stadium here, where we're in the top of the 7th inning. The Chaparrals lead the Lions 6-1. The Lions have 2 outs here. Down to their last out. Griffin Evans coming to the plate here with runners on the corners as the Lions try to get a 2-out rally going here.
Yeah, temperatures dipped down to 73. It doesn't seem cold, but as you know and most baseball parents know, it's colder in the stands. Yeah. It's a lot colder.
It's cold.
Nothing worse than watching cold baseball.
You know, I keep my house at a cool 72, 73 degrees, and it gets a little chilly even in there. So, you know, you get out here, and sometimes there's some things like humidity and barometric pressure that affect things, but really the wind is what gets you out during this time of year for baseball.
All right, we're down to the last out. 2 runners on, 2 outs.
Let's see what the Lions can do here. Griffin Evans, the pinch hitter, comes in to the batter's box to face the closer, Hudson Forrest. First delivery on the – we got a balk, and that'll score.
There we go.
A runner for the Lions, making the score 6-2 as Cano able to score a run after getting a single here in the 7th. McCabe will advance over to second base, and Griffin will have an opportunity here, and the Westlake coach wants to get an explanation on that balk call.
You know, it was after the pitch crossed the plate, he yelled it and pointed for the balk, but I didn't pick it up from just watching behind the stands here.
Yeah, and I didn't notice anything in the windup, but you know, that's a nuance that gets lost on me sometimes in the sport. First delivery for a strike to Evans. So 6-2 is your score.
Big leadoff by Charlie, second base.
0-1 delivery coming up.
Ooh.
On the outside corner, Evans didn't swing. That was a pretty good pitch, but it looked a little outside to me. That's that front quarter. You got to be careful. Umpire might be ready to go home. I didn't say that out loud. I meant to just think it. 0-2 count with 2 outs here to Evans. It's a windup outside for a ball.
Hard fastball, 0-2, hoping he'd chase it, but he didn't. See if he can get something here and put his bat on it.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery. Forrest winds up, delivers. And he goes down swinging, and that's the ball game. Chaparrals able to sweep the Lions here in 25-6A play. The Lions will move on to take on the Lehman Lobos starting on Friday night at Lehman. Please tune in to listen to your Lions here on SHN Sports. Thank you for listening. We'll see you on Friday.
The proceeding was a presentation of the SHNSports.com broadcast network. This broadcast was under the direction and copywritten by the Shoning Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hip Network and SHNSports.com. On behalf of Rob Hip, Director of Operations, Carl Shoning, Director of Broadcasting, Mike Capps, the SHN Broadcast Academy Director, and all of our crews who make these broadcasts possible, we wish you well and thanks for joining us.